Hey guys, be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram for extra content you won't see here. Click the links in the description below. Hey, what's up everybody? Rivera94 bringing you another action figure review. Today we are going to take a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's Dragon Ball Super SH Figuarts Frieza action figure. Guys, don't forget that you guys can pick up your SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures from agelessgeeks.com, and you can also use the promo code Rivera94. Just use my name and you'll get 5% off any of your purchases on the website. I have to say, this package goes very well with this figure. This figure goes very well with the package, with the purple and white. It just goes together pretty nicely. So I like how that looks. The side of the box has some pictures of the figure, and then the other side just says Frieza. On the back side, we have Frieza posed up in a few poses here, and then we got some effects here. For the most part, it looks like we have similar effects to what we got in the original release of the final form Frieza. So that is interesting. So, without further ado, let's get him out the box and see how he looks. So here is Final Form Frieza. Now we've seen this before, and this might quite possibly be the same sculpt. I'm gonna have to grab my old original Frieza to see if it is, because it really does look like it's exactly the same. I don't think they really retooled anything. I think it's the same figure, and that's interesting, because if it is the same figure, then it might fall into the category of a premium color edition, although it is not labeled as premium color edition on the box like they did with previous premium colors. It's just its own Frieza. They're, I guess, dubbing it the Dragon Ball Super version of Frieza, which of course he wouldn't change at all because it's the same. But from what I remember, the original Frieza was a web exclusive, and the only way they reissue web exclusive is if it's a premium color edition. So that's interesting. Frieza does come with a load of accessories, so let's get to that right now. Frieza comes with a total of 3 heads, including the head that is on the figure right here, which is just a smirking head or face. We do have a screaming face, and we also have more of a afraid looking face as well. So he does not come with the eyes closed version of the face that the original did come with, so I guess we can say that some of the accessories are different. Now this for sure is exactly the same. I think this is the same exact death beam effect that we got with the original, but we're gonna have to compare that in a sec. But it is painted differently from my knowledge. It looks different. Also the same, it looks like we have the same death ball effect here with the same stand. We have 2 tails, so we have one regular curly tail, and then we have the tail that you can use to choke somebody right there, which definitely was on the original. Now this is new. We have a halo. I know the original did not come with a halo. So we also have crossed arms, alternate feet, so if he's flying we can have his toes kind of curled down, so he's in a flying pose. We have a right-handed death beam pointing finger, and then we have a right-handed death ball finger. We also have 2 open hands, and 2 open hands that are just more relaxed than the others. Last but not least, he does come with a flight stand, which we don't get with every figure, so it's always nice to get more flight stands. So as far as accessories goes, it seems like he has a decent amount. He does have less than the previous original version, because we did get a very nice rock effect or rock base for the original Frieza Figuarts that we got many years ago, probably like 4 years ago. I'm not even sure how old that one is, but he does not have the rock effect or rock base on this one. I did see that the head that he comes packaged with has the peg hole on the top of the head for the halo, so this will just peg right in just like that, and there we have the halo. So it seems like the only head that you can put the halo on is the regular face, because these don't have any peg holes at all. As far as articulation goes, we have the head that swivels left and right. He can look up this much. He does have some neck articulation that helps with that, and he looks down as well. The arms go forward and back, they go in and out. We have a bicep swivel. The shoulder is a bit of a socket, which I know the original one did have too. I'm almost convinced this is the exact same figure, but we will see once we compare. double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a ball jointed hinge there, diaphragm joint that swivels forward and back, and it seems like, yep, we have a little bit of a hinge on his chest piece there, a waist swivel along with a diaphragm swivel too. Have legs going forward and back, they go in and out. They do drop down old school SH Figuarts style, so there's no new groin articulation with this Frieza. We do have double jointed knees. The ankles are hinged, they go forward and back. They swivel left and right and they pivot. Something that I noticed that they did with this figure, first of all, the white on him is brighter than the original Frieza, and they did spray some blue onto it. It's very hard to pick up, but see, maybe if I put some shade, you can see it's kind of blue on the torso area, the leg area, got some blue sprayed there, the arms, and especially the back right there. So you can see they did spray some, like almost like an airbrush of blue. But when it came to the torso, it's, I don't know, I don't like it. There's like a white spot in the middle of all the blue, just randomly white. Might be just my particular figure, but I don't know how I feel about this blue spray. Also, the left leg has more blue on the thigh than the right leg, so it's not consistent. I don't know. I feel like my particular Frieza just wasn't sprayed too well. The back doesn't look too bad, but when it goes to the front, which is the most important side, we have just sloppiness on the spray, on the blue spray that they decided to do, which I don't know. Maybe if they toned it down a little bit on the chest area, it would have looked better. Just very hard to pick up. I'm gonna tone down the brightness just a little bit on the camera, and hopefully you can see. But everything's gonna look dark for a second, but I think that's how you can pick up that blue just better. You can see how heavy it is on the chest area. It's not so bad down here. We got a little bit in the groin. We got more on this leg than this one, but it's light on the legs. Not too bad. See, this is not too bad. The ears have it too. But when it goes here, boom, just too much. In person, it looks worse. I don't know. Also, it seems like I didn't have his tail attached when I was going over the articulation, but his tail is articulated once you attach it. It does hinge up and down like that, and it does swivel 360 degrees. And you can hinge it side to side depending on how you swivel it. It's removable. Of course, we have two alternate tails, so there is that piece of articulation on the tail. Alright, so here we have the two Friezas next to each other. So we got the OG original release on the right side. I do believe this is the exact same figure. We have the exact same figure. They just, if they made a new mold, then it's exactly, like, I mean, they just did it way too similar. So I believe, because I really can't find anything different. I found one small difference, I'll point it out, but everything looks the same. The articulation is exactly the same. Those sockets on the shoulder are exactly the same. And the articulation is the same. We have the same, old style drop down the leg for more movement on the groin. That's the old school way, I guess you want to call it like that. The old way of articulating the Figuarts figures. So we also have the same exact effects and the same exact hands for the most part, and the crossed arms. So obviously the color is different. That's what's changed. The paint's different. I'm gonna tone it down on the brightness here. You can kind of see it's gonna be dark and ugly. I know. You can see the blue on the new one. I want to show you guys that blue, because it just really doesn't show on the camera, but it really is visible in hand. So the blue is there. It seems like they substituted the black wash that they used on this one. First of all, the white on the original is darker white, and then they put the black spray on this one. Instead of the blue, they put the black spray, so you can see darker, more grittier Frieza. This is just more brighter, and then we got the blue spray. Also, the shoulders, they did, I guess, kind of fix the issue that we had on the original one, where they just gave us a white shoulders. So it looked off right here, since the shoulders supposed to be all purple, and then we got this white just piece here. They should have painted it purple as well. So here they gave us a purple shoulder joint. So now it's purple on the shoulder, but then it's also purple where it's supposed to be white. So I don't know. I guess they can't really half it, where you can make it half purple, half white, or anything like that. So you can clearly tell it's the same exact mold. Obviously the same mold now. The original has well, at least mine has loose legs, maybe with age. But the original, for the most part, everybody had this gap problem with their Frieza. This gap was always there for everybody. They obviously fixed that here on the new one, and they also gave us super tight joints, so that's good. Everything is super tight compared to the original, so the joints are fixed. Everything's nice and tight like it's supposed to be, so that's a plus for the new one. So if there was anything different that I found is this circle on his back, which we till this day don't know why that circle's there. We thought it might have been a peg hole, but it was never a peg hole, so it was just there. They removed that, but as you can see, based off the muscle definition here and just the way the mold looks, it's the same mold, guys. Nothing's new. It's the same figure. We got the same figure with just tighter joints and new paint, so it's basically a premium color edition Frieza for the most part. Here's where it changes a little bit. This is the original screaming face, and then we have the new screaming face, and look at the eyes. The eyes are different, and the mouth is different. So the most subtle way they did indeed change the head sculpts. So that's a difference there. I mean, just the subtle difference makes it a totally different expression. Here you can see he's more angrier and more serious, and I don't know, I kind of see that he's a little bit scared in this expression just because of the eyes are more open. It gives it a look like he's yelling in fear, more like, instead of yelling in, I don't know, in more confidence in this one. I don't know how to explain that, but you can clearly see the difference there. For me, they're both showing different emotions, for sure. Alright, so here's the new Death Ball effect, and here's the old Death Ball effect. As you see, it's the same sculpt, same mold, just the different paint. I really actually like the new shiny paint like this. I like this one a little better. The original wasn't bad. This is more of a translucent one, but for the most part, when they do shoot energy blasts and effects are pretty, the color is never really translucent like that, so I guess this works a little better. The same does go for the Death Beam effect. It's the same mold, just different paint, and here we can see the original. It was translucent once again with a little white on the beam, and then super translucent over here where it comes out the finger, and here they changed it, they painted it there, translucent in the middle, and then just that, again, that darker pink, metallic looking pink. Here are the tails, same tails. Of course, the brighter white is the new one. So the same tail there, and then we have the original. Here's the new one, and here's the old one. Same mold, exactly the same tail. Alright, since these are both indeed considered the Dragon Ball Super version of Frieza, here is the golden Frieza compared to the new final form Frieza. And again, this Frieza with the tail attached does make him back heavy, so he will be falling back unless you can get him balanced well enough or kind of leaning forward. I found out that if you put the tail as close as possible to him, hugging him, then he'll stand better. He actually stands without having him to lean forward. Alright guys, so that concludes my review on the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Final Form Frieza reissue / premium color edition update figure. This isn't really a brand new sculpt for a figure, so in my eyes I see it as a premium color edition, even though they don't label it as so. I have to admit guys, I was actually anticipating a brand new mold, a brand new updated remake of Final Form Frieza. I guess I wasn't really paying attention much to the news and the Comic-Con pictures of this figure. I don't know, I kind of got caught by a little surprise when I saw the exact same mold and the same accessories, and overall pretty much for the most part the same figure as the previous one. So this serves good for those who missed out on the original, of course, those that could not afford the original since it did go up in value. Here's your chance to get the same figure, you know. But I do see this as a missed opportunity to remake Frieza with a new mold, with new accessories that we haven't seen before, with new effects, I guess you can say. You know, the new articulation that we've been seeing with all these SH Figuarts. So I just see it as a slight missed opportunity. Now, with that being said, it's still not a bad figure. I don't want you guys to think it's a bad figure, because it's not. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always guys, till next time.